Hey everyone, Bugcatcher Danny here, and welcome to my debut video, Top 10 Bug Pokemon. I know, Top 10 Bug Pokemon from Bugcatcher. Well, it's my first video, so I felt like I'd start off doing something easy. Without any further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Crystal. Known as the Stone Home Pokemon, this bug rock type Pokemon and its prior evolution, Dwebble, are what Paris and Parasect should have been. You hear me, you mushroom zombie Last of Us abomination? This rocky crustacean is 4 foot 7 inches, or 1.4 meters, and weighs a whopping 440.9 pounds, or 200 kilograms. Crystal was introduced in Gen 5, which, to be honest, I've only played Black and White 2 of Gen 5, so... Anyway, the Pokedex entries are as followed. Competing for territory, Crystal fights viciously. The one whose boulder is broken is the loser of the battle. Well, okay. It possesses legs of enormous strength, enabling it to carry heavy slabs for many days, even when crossing arid land. This guy's a trooper. Respect. Number 9. Heracross. Known as the Single Horn Pokemon. No kidding. Or its Japanese name Heracross, which is the same just minus an S, or plus an S, since it started in Japan. Also known as Pinsir's derpy cousin, by me. But I don't care, I just love this Pokemon. Simple design, great physical attack due to him being a bug fighting type. I mean, just look at this Rock'em Sock'em Rhino Beetle. Look at it. How can you not love this face? I don't know if that's a smile or his exoskeleton. I would like to think of it as a smile, because I just like happiness, even if it's beating me in the face. This beautiful brute stands at 4 feet 11 inches or 1.5 meters, and weighs 119 pounds or 54 kilograms. We're gonna need a bigger shoe. Its gold and silver Pokedex entries are as followed. This powerful Pokemon thrusts its prized horn under its enemies' bellies, then lifts and throws them. That's how you get high, the fun way. Usually docile, but if disturbed while sipping honey, it chases off the intruder with its horn. Heck, I would too. Hey, I'm trying to get my Pooh Bear on, buzz off. Ha. Buzz. Because bugs. Let's continue. Number 8. Combee. The tiny bee Pokemon. Aww. Or Mitsu Honey in Japan. Now I can hear all the keyboards already, but Danny, what about Vespiquen? Yes, Vespiquen is cool, but it also scares me. And if you'll come to learn anything about me, it's that I prefer cute Pokemon to scary Pokemon. I don't have much to say about this Pokemon besides it'll kill you with cuteness, and it's just 3 bees stuck in a honeycomb. Aw, so sad cute. I want it. This bundle of cuddle hovers at a nice 1 foot or 3 meters. It doesn't hover 1 foot off the ground, it means it's 1 foot long. Awesome. And it weighs 12.1 pounds or 5.5 kilograms. Combee debuted in Gen 4 with Diamond and Pearl, and here are their Pokedex entries. A Pokemon formed by 3 others, it busily carries sweet floral honey to Vespiquen. Busy little bee. It collects and delivers honey to its colony. At night they cluster to form a beehive and sleep. Teamwork at its finest. We could all learn a thing or two from Combee. So let's move on from something cute to something kind of weird, kind of cute, and kind of scary at the same time. Number 7. Shedinja. Known as the Shed Pokemon, this dual-type bug-ghost Pokemon has always piqued my interest, and that crescent moon halo is just awesome. Even though this husk only ever has 1 HP through the whole game, it compensates with the ability Wonder Guard, which makes it immune to attacks that aren't super effective, which makes the moves Normal, Fire, Poison, Ghost, Bug, Steel, Grass, Electric, Psychic, Ice, Dragon, and Fairy. You're not doing any damage. This empty-shelled angel Pokemon was introduced in Gen 3 with Ruby and Sapphire, and to get this Pokemon you need to involve a Nikita, but also have an empty slot available in your party. It is just a shell after all. It stands at 2 feet 7 inches or 0.8 meters and weighs 2.6 pounds or 1.2 kilograms. I know that isn't a lot considering other Pokemon that I'm going to talk about, but it's 2.5 pound shell. Just an empty shell. 2.5. That. Now on to what gives me the creeps about this Pokemon. Its Pokedex entries. Buckle up. In Ruby it says, Shedinja's hard body doesn't move, not even a twitch. In fact, its body appears to merely be a hollow shell. It is believed that this Pokemon will still the spirits of anyone peering into the hollow body of its back. Nope, not even a little bit. My spirit is mine. But its Sapphire Pokedex entry is a bit different. Shedinja is a peculiar Pokemon. It seems to appear unsought in a Pokeball after Nikita evolves. This bizarre Pokemon is entirely immobile. It doesn't even breathe. So like, what? Well, it is a ghost type, so makes sense. Let's move on. Number 6, Forretress. The Bagworm Pokemon, or Forretos, which sounds so much cooler. This dual-type bug and steel Pokemon is just a physical attack tank. Its special defense could still use a little work, but being a bug steel, it only has one weakness, fire, but it's 4 times weak to it, so yeah. This Pokemon came out in Gen 2, which is my favorite generation, because Crystal is king. Fight me. This Peekaboo Pokemon is 3 foot 11 inches, or 1.2 meters, and weighs an insane 277.3 pounds, or 125.8 kilograms. That. The Pokedex entries for this sphere of domination in Gold and Silver are as followed. Its entire body is shielded by a still hard shell. What lurks inside the armor is a total mystery. Is it chocolate? I bet it's chocolate. And Silver. It remains immovably rooted to its tree. It scatters pieces of its hard shell to drive away its enemies. So it sticks to trees and throws knives at you. Metal. Speaking of metal, let's check out number 5. Number 5, Durant. Did I say Forretress was a tank? Because this little monster is a force to be reckoned with. Known as the Iron Ant Pokemon, this is one Pokemon you don't want to run into defenseless. And even if you have a few Pokemon, this terror will not hesitate to chomp them down a peg or two. Despite its size, 1 foot 3 meters, and weighing 72.8 pounds or 33 kilograms, it is still a giant among Pokemon. I can't express how much I love this thing. It would have made it a bit higher on this list, but there's just a few more Pokemon that I like more than it. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to catch one of these things, do it. Being introduced in Gen 5 in Black and White, its Pokedex entries read as followed. They attack in groups, covering themselves in steel armor to protect themselves from Heatmore. Clever girl. Durant digs nests into mountains. They build their complicated interconnected tunnels and mazes. Could you imagine that? A mountain turned into an anthill. I mean, holy. Number 4, Butterfree. From hardcore to heavenly. Called the butterfly Pokemon, or Butterfree in Japan, that's right, you don't mess with a good thing. Butterfree has always been one of my favorite Pokemon. Young me sitting down playing Pokemon Red for the first time with my trusty Bulbasaur Ivy. Yeah, I chose a Bulbasaur, what of it? Hiking down the Viridian Forest and catching my first Caterpie. Then having it be the first one in my party to fully evolve at level 10. Such a warm childhood feeling. And where I started my love for bug Pokemon. And also Bulbasaur rocks. Fight me. Standing at 3 feet 7 inches or 1.1 meter and weighing 70.5 pounds or 32 kilograms, this bundle of joy is everything, and its sleep powder doesn't mess around. This Pokemon was of course introduced in Gen 1 with red and blue, or in Japan with red and green. In those games, however, you can't catch one in the wild. You have to evolve it from a Metapod. Speaking of Metapod, which part of him is supposed to be his face? Because ever since I was little, I always thought this was his face, and he was just a pretentious green moon turning his back on me. But recently I was told that this was his face. Do any of you know the answer to this for me? Comment below. Thank you. To get back on topic. From Red and Blue, Butterfree's Pokedex entries are as followed. In battle, it flaps its wings in high speeds to release a highly toxic dust into the air. Rude. Number 3, Wurmple. Yes, Wurmple, my channel mascot and the cutest darn bug Pokemon in the Poke world ever. I just love Wurmple so much, can you tell? Spiky or not, I just want to cuddle up with all of them. I'll take care of them, I promise. Like I said, in my own opinion, Wurmple is the cutest bug Pokemon there is. That's right, Caterpie, you're garbage. No, you're not garbage. You still give us Butterfree, so there's that. But this google-eyed, spiky plush toy of a Pokemon is amazing. Wurmple is known as the worm Pokemon, or Kamuso in Japan. Kamuso. That's such a fun word to say. Try and say it. Kamuso. If you said it, like the video. Thanks. Scooting around at an even 1 foot or an annoying 0.3 meters and weighing 7.9 pounds or 3.6 kilograms. Perfect size to carry on your shoulder like a pirate. Weight? Yes. Wurmple was introduced in Gen 3, and besides the Poochyena at the start of the game, it was the first Pokemon my Mudkip and I ran into, and it was just love at first sight. Hashtag Team Wurmple. Make it happen. Its Ruby and Sapphire Pokedex entries read, using only the spikes on its rear end, Wurmple peels the bark off trees and feeds on the sap that oozes out. This Pokemon's feet are tipped with suction pads that allow it to cling the grass without slipping. Cute and handy. Nice. Wurmple is targeted by Swellow as prey. This Pokemon will try to resist by pointing its spikes out its rear and attacking its predator. It will weaken the foe by leaking a poison out of its spikes. Wurmple, use Leaky Twerk Attack, now! Sorry. But all in all, I love this Pokemon so much, and I would totally keep it as a pet if it was real. But there are just 2 other insectoids that beat it, but mostly out of sheer power. Let's get to it. Number 2, Whirlipede. The Curlipede Pokemon, or Wiga, awesome, in Japan. This one makes the number 2 spot for a couple of reasons. 1, it just looks super cool to me, and 2, Roxy. Roxy's Whirlipede had the same effect on me as Whitney's Miltank. I know what most of you are saying. What? Roxy was such an easy gym leader. What a noob. I beat her my first try. Well, whoop-de-freaking-do for you. But for me, someone who stopped playing after Gen 3 and didn't pick up another Pokemon game until Black 2, which I loved by the way. I had no idea what to expect, and Roxy and that Whirlipede of hers handed my butt to me like 2 or 3 times before I beat her. Don't judge me. But yeah, that's why Whirlipede makes my number 2 spot, for sheer awesome and emotional scarring. Good job. This Whirladerbish of a Pokemon stands at 3 feet 11 inches or 1.2 meters and weighs 291 pounds or 58.5 kilograms. That's a big bug. Not the biggest, but still worthy of a nope. But like I said earlier, Whirlipede was introduced in Gen 5 in the way of Roxy spanking our collective butts. And the black and white Pokedex entries are: protected by a hard shell, It spins its body like a wheel and crashes furiously into its enemies. Yeah, tell me about it. It is usually motionless, but when attacked it rotates at a high speed and then crashes into its opponents. Poison-tipped sonic jerkwad? That's about it for this bugaboo. But before we see our number 1, here's a few honorable mentions. Number 1, Scyther. Of course, who else would it be? The classic of classic bug Pokemon. This green dragon-faced mantis monster is amazing. Just look. Brilliant. Just sheer awesome. Scyther's blades are so strong they can cut through logs, and the harder the material, the harder his blades get. That's great. Like, I can't find anything about this Pokemon I hate. Except its evolved form, but that's for another video. Standing at 4 foot 11 inches, or 1.5 meters, and weighing 123.5 pounds, or 56 kilograms, he is just a masterpiece in Pokemon creation. Simple, effective, and super intimidating. I just love Scyther so much that there's only one other Pokemon that I like better than it. But again, it's for another video. Scyther was of course introduced in the original generation with Red and Blue, or Red and Green in Japan, but out of all of those except Blue, where you have to trade to get him, you can get him at the Safari Zone. I love the Safari Zone so much. I like liking things. But like I said, Scyther, you are the king of bugs. Let it rock, my man. But now, I have a question for you. What's your favorite bug Pokemon? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, what kind of videos do you want to see in the future? Thanks. I'm Bugcatcher Danny, and if you like this video, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe down below. And also, if you didn't like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe down below. You'll have a good day. Bugcatcher Danny, signing off.